I was at a housewarming when Grandpa praised me for covering my brother's Master of Business Administration fees, but I never agreed, and what I uncovered next exposed a hidden truth that shattered my family. My name's Evan. I'm 30, the middle kid, the fixer. I work as an operations analyst at a logistics company. I'm the person who plugs the leaks no one else sees. At work, that means spreadsheets, checklists, and Slack messages at odd hours. At home, it means jump-starting dead batteries, rebooking flights, spotting rent, and resetting whatever password got lost again. People say I'm reliable. Mostly it means I don't like disasters, so I sweep them away before they grow legs. I rent a one-bedroom near the train. I make okay money, not tech bro money, but enough to be comfortable if I didn't have a second job called family. I like early runs, cheap coffee, and quiet. I don't drink much because I'm the driver. I'm allergic to peaches and drama. One of those two still keeps showing up. My brother Noah is 27. He's loud in a good way when he wants to be, loud in a bad way when he doesn't. My mom is a charmer, the kind who can sell a hurricane to a beach town. Dad is nice until it's time to say no. Then he's a ghost. Grandpa Joe is old school, heavy watch, strong opinions, softer than he pretends. He still calls me kid, even though I file his taxes. The housewarming was for Noah and his girlfriend Mia. New apartment, new couch, string lights on the balcony, cheese board like a magazine photo. People kept saying, "So proud of you too," and fresh chapter, and I nodded, carried trays, and fixed the Bluetooth speaker when it wouldn't pair. I was on my third trip to the kitchen when Grandpa tapped his glass. He made a short toast about family and starts and how home is who shows up. Everyone clapped. He raised his glass again, turned toward me, and said loud enough for the people in the hallway to hear, "So generous of you to cover your brother's MBA fees." I blinked. What? The room laughed like he told a joke. Mom put her hand on my shoulder. "Don't be modest." "I never transferred anything," I said. "It came out flat." Mom rolled her eyes, smiling in that way you do for company. "Maybe you clicked something in your sleep." People laughed again. Mia looked at me, eyebrows up, a question hiding behind the smile. Noah clinked my glass with his. "We'll talk," he said, already turning to accept another hug. I stood there with a paper plate and a grape rolling toward the edge. My head buzzed. I kept thinking, maybe Grandpa misunderstood. Maybe Mom's making some weird joke. Maybe I did click something. Stupid thoughts. I cleaned up the kitchen, tied a trash bag, showed Dad how to work the ice maker. Mom called me our hero. Someone handed me a baby to hold. I didn't taste the cake. On the balcony, the city hummed. Noah was talking about recruiting season and GMAT percentiles. Mom told Aunt Lena, her older sister who doesn't come to everything, that we're all pitching in. It's a family dream. Aunt Lena looked at me and then away. She has a face that says more than her mouth ever does. "Evan," Mom called, "can you help with the thermostat?" It stuck again. I adjusted the thermostat. I moved a rug that kept catching the door. I lifted a box into a closet because Noah's back felt weird. I smiled in photos. When Grandpa hugged me goodbye, he whispered, "You did good, kid." I didn't answer because I didn't know what he meant anymore. At home, I put the plate with a slice of cake in the fridge and stared at nothing for a while. I told myself not to make a scene, not to text the group chat in all caps, not to accuse. Sleep first, then double check. Maybe it's nothing. Maybe it's a one-time thing I forgot. I plugged in my phone. The family chat pinged. "Mom, tonight was perfect. New beginnings team effort. Noah, couldn't do it without you, bro. Me, congrats again. I'm proud of you. Good night." I lay down in the dark and heard Mom's voice in my head. "Maybe you clicked something in your sleep." My jaw locked. I wasn't mad yet, just awake. I put the phone face down and tried to breathe like the apps say. Tomorrow, I told myself. Check tomorrow. No scenes, no fights, just facts. Then decide what to do. Here's the thing about my family. We don't ask, we hint. We say it's fine and then stall long enough that someone else picks up the slack. We use words like team when we mean Evan. When we were kids, Noah and I were different animals. He liked big entrances. I liked finished homework. He once forgot his science project at home, and Mom turned the car around like it was a rescue mission. When I got a perfect score, she said, "Did you thank your teacher?" When Noah won most spirited, Dad bought balloons. When I got a part-time job at the library, Dad asked if I could cover gas for the next month while things even out. Little stuff, right? But little stuff adds up. In high school, Mom opened a store credit card for emergencies and put my name second to build credit. I was 16. In college, when my laptop died, Dad said, "Use the family card," and then wanted to split the bill, but the split never arrived. After graduation, Noah moved back in for a month. That turned into a year. I lent him my car and started taking the bus because public transport builds character. We have a family group chat called Team Long Game. Mom posts quotes about resilience. Dad sends articles about investing in yourself. Noah sends memes of people throwing money at goals. I send screenshots of appointment confirmations and bills paid. The chat looks even. It isn't. Typical messages: Mom, I hate to ask, but can you spot me for the dentist? Insurance is being weird. I'll pay Friday. Dad, just until the check clears. You know how invoicing is. Noah, they pushed the deposit deadline up. Wild. I'll Venmo you in a second. Friday has a habit of turning into Tuesday into next month. In the meantime, the utilities keep humming. The MBA plan wasn't new. It lived in Dad's mouth for years. Your brother's got the mind for management if the right door's open. It lived in Mom's eyes when she looked at Noah like he was an unpaid invoice from the universe. It lived in Noah's jokes about future CEO and I'm a brand. When Mia appeared, I thought things would settle. She works in HR. She schedules things. She knows how to say no without setting the room on fire. I liked her immediately. She smiled at me like we were on the same side of a secret. The housewarming made me think maybe this would be the moment we shifted. Adults all around, clear lines. Everyone pays their own bills. A new couch means new rules. Then Grandpa's toast hit me between the eyes. I went to work the next morning with that line stuck in my head. I didn't open my banking app right away. I had a meeting. I had a deck due. I answered 4 Slacks and booked 2 pickups and pretended I wasn't vibrating. At lunch, I caved. I opened the app, scrolled past the usual rent, groceries, subscriptions. Then I saw it. Metro State University bursar, $2,000. Then again, Metro State University bursar, $2,000. Both last week. A third one a month ago, smaller, $750. Notes, payment plan setup, and tuition hold release. I stared. I didn't remember authorizing any of this. My card was on file. There was an automatic payment agreement link in the details. I clicked. It took me to a page with my name printed next to a digital signature block. The signature looked like mine, but it wasn't. The date was the night I stayed late at work and fell asleep on the couch. I sat very still. My hands felt weird, like I couldn't judge how tight I was gripping the phone. I checked recent logins, nothing obvious. Then I noticed a phone authorization entry in tiny text on an earlier date: phone verification passed. I remembered the stupid security question my bank uses: what is your mother's maiden name? Our family treats that like trivia night. I checked my email. Nothing from the school. Then I remembered Mom's family inbox, the one we set up years ago for shared stuff: car insurance, dog sitter, holiday flights. The password is a family joke. I logged in. My stomach dropped. There were threads from the bursar's office. There was a welcome email for the grad pay plan. There was a confirmation that Evan had agreed to be the primary payer. Evan could be me. It could be Dad. It could be everyone. The messages had replies, not from me, from Mom Long. The tone was cheerful. We're all pitching in. Our older son is very responsible. A PDF attached, the automatic debit authorization with a checkbox next to allow adjustments by phone. I scrolled back farther. There were emails to a test prep center last spring. There were messages to a loan officer last winter. There was a note from Dad to Mom that said, he won't mind. He's team. I closed the laptop because my hands were shaking. At 3 p.m., Mom texted, can you swing by and help with the printer? It's eating paper again. I typed, I'm slammed. Then I deleted it and wrote, maybe tomorrow. At 5 p.m., Noah texted, big week. We'll call later. Then an hour later, crazy thing. I think the bursar email went to the wrong address. Don't panic. I'm sorting it. Don't panic. I wasn't panicking. I was counting. Here's what I counted that night at the kitchen table: Dad's temporary phone bill in my name, the family storage unit, the lease company shifted to my card after Dad missed a payment by accident, a streaming bundle for movie nights that is definitely not just movies, 2 one-time Venmos to Noah that never returned, the bursar charges, the auto-debit permission tied to the family inbox. I put it into a note. I put amounts next to lines. I added dates and who asked. Then I wrote 3 questions. Who gave the school my card? Who verified by phone? Why did Grandpa think I knew? I didn't sleep. I stared at the dark, listened to the fridge hum, and felt stupid for believing I was in control. In the morning, I was calm. Not the good calm, the kind that comes after a long cry you didn't have time for. I made coffee. I set up 2-factor authentication on the family inbox and changed the password. I took screenshots of every email and filed them in a folder named tuition stuff. I forwarded the bank phone authorization to myself. I called the bursar's office. A woman with a warm voice said, we can only discuss the account with the student or the authorized payer. I said, that's me. She asked for my name and the last 4 digits of my card. I gave them. She paused. Oh, she said, yes, I see you here as the primary. How is that set up? Online, then verified by phone. Who verified? It just says parent. I swallowed. Can I get copies of the authorization? She said, you can request that by email from the account on file. I thanked her. I hung up. I stared at the wall for a long minute. Then I called Aunt Lena. She picked up on the second ring. "Hi, honey. Did you hear Grandpa last night?" She breathed out. "I did. I never agreed to anything." "I know," she said. "We didn't talk about Mom. We didn't talk about Noah. We didn't talk about Dad. We talked about printers and weather and her neighbor's cat. Until I could say, 'Can I send you something?' And she could say, 'Yes.' I sent the screenshots." She replied with one line, "Get everything in writing and don't tell them you're looking yet." I stared at that message like it was a life preserver. Then I opened my laptop again and kept pulling threads. The week between the housewarming and the bank visit felt like balancing a glass on my head. I moved carefully. I smiled on calls. I kept my voice light in the family chat. I did not accuse. I gathered. I forwarded the bursar emails from the family inbox to my personal email and then turned off forwarding, so no one could erase the trail without me seeing. I exported a PDF of the authorization with the checkbox next to allow adjustments by phone. I took a photo of the signature and put it side by side with my actual signature on my driver's license. Close, but not mine. The E was wrong. The angle was Mom's. I called the bank fraud line and asked polite questions. The woman on the line, Ava, had a calm voice I wanted to borrow. "Looking at your account, I see a phone authorization 2 months ago," she said. "Who called? It shows household phone, verified by your security question. What was the question?" "Mother's maiden name." I laughed once, bitter. "Okay," she hesitated. "Do you want to file a dispute?" "Soon," I said. "Not yet. I need a copy of the call note." "We can request a transcript," she said. "It takes a few business days. Please." The email arrived 2 days later. A transcript of a call with a female caller who confirmed household details and authorized recurring payments to Metro State Bursar. No recording attached, but enough detail to make me want to walk into the sun. I sent the transcript to Aunt Lena. She called right away. "You need a lawyer," she said. "Not because you're suing, because you need someone to say the hard sentences without shaking." I didn't know any lawyers. She did. She set up a meeting with her friend Priya Singh, who does consumer law and family disputes. Priya looked at the papers, looked at me, and said, "This is messy, but it's not complicated." Her list: freeze the auto debit, change your banking passwords and security questions to things your family can't guess, move your direct deposit to a new bank this week, put a fraud alert on your credit, get the bursar to remove your card. "Do not argue in text," she said. "Send a single email with clear boundaries later. If they push back, we go to the branch manager together." "Do you want me to be the bad guy?" she asked. "I'm good at it." I nodded. Before we moved, I wanted to give my family a chance to do the right thing without paperwork. I don't know why. Habit, maybe. I called Mom. "Hey, sweetie," she said, warm as soup. "Can you bring over your drill this weekend?" "Your father keeps saying he'll hang the shelves, but—" "Mom," I said, "did you authorize tuition payments from my account?" Silence, then a laugh. "Stop being dramatic. We discussed this. We didn't." "You're always so busy," she said. "We talked about it in principle. Family investment. Everyone pitching in." Grandpa shared the news at the party. "It's good. It shows unity. I never agreed. You said you were proud of your brother." "I am. That's not an agreement." She sighed, the way people sigh when you forget to buy milk. "Evan, you love to make rules when we need solutions." "I have rent," I said. "I have my own life." "You're single," she said, like it was a ledger line. "You're comfortable. Your brother is trying to build something. It's temporary. Remove my card." "I can't talk about this now," she said. "I'm at the store." She hung up. I put the phone down and sat very still for a long time. Then I texted Aunt Lena. "I'm done asking." She responded with a thumbs up and an address. Friday morning, I walked into the branch with Priya. She wore a navy blazer and the kind of face that makes people sit up straighter. The branch manager, Caroline, met us in a side room with glass walls. I slid a single printout across the table, the call transcript with the line "Mother's maiden name" highlighted. Caroline read it. She looked at me. "This is your account." "Yes." "And you did not authorize another person to make changes?" "I did not." Priya spoke, calm and clear. "We'd like the recurring debit stopped today, the card removed from the bursar account, and a note placed that any changes require in-person ID with a one-time code." Caroline nodded slowly. "We can do that," she typed. She asked for my ID. She added something to the file. I changed my security questions to nonsense, first car, marshmallow, favorite teacher, nope. Priya added, "We also need copies of any instructions sent to the bursar from this account." Caroline printed them. There it was again, my name, not my hand. "Thank you," Priya said. "We'll send a formal letter." As we stood to leave, I heard my name, Mom, in the lobby. She walked straight to the glass room like it was a stage and we were late to our cue. "What is this?" she said too loud. Caroline looked at me. I shook my head. Priya stepped forward. "We're finishing up." Mom smiled at Caroline, then at me. "This is silly," she said. "Family matter." Priya's voice didn't change. "It's a banking matter now." Mom's smile twitched. "Evan, you're embarrassing." "Yourself." I opened my mouth, then closed it. Priya put a hand on the back of the chair like she was anchoring the room. "We're done," she said. Mom stared at me for 3 beats, like she could move the minutes with her eyes. Then she turned and left, heels hard on tile. In the parking lot, I sat in the car and let the air blow cold for a while. Priya handed me a folder. "This is the part where they get loud," she said. "Don't write essays, don't argue. If you need a sentence, text me first, okay?" "Also," she said softer, "you're not wrong for wanting your money for your life. You are not the family ATM." I nodded again. I didn't know what to do with the relief crawling up my throat. When I got home, the family chat was on fire. I didn't answer. I made eggs. I changed my direct deposit to the new bank. I set up fraud alerts. I locked the family inbox. I slept like I hadn't in months. The noise started that night. Missed calls stacked. Voicemails lined up like a chorus. "Mom, first, I don't know what you're trying to prove, but this isn't how families behave. Take down whatever you did at the bank. We'll talk like adults." "Dad, next. Slower, buddy. This is bigger than you realize. You're jeopardizing Noah's future. We're a team. Don't make this hostile." Noah texting, "Dude, you nuked the bursar link. What are you doing?" "Me, I didn't agree to pay. Remove my info." "Noah, it's temporary. Intake is next month. You just tanked my enrollment." "Me, you'll figure it out without my card." Then the group chat. "Mom, everyone calm down. Dad, Evan is overwhelmed. He'll cool off. Aunt Lena, take him out of the chat if you're going to talk about him like he's not here." Silence then. "Mom, Lena, please." "Aunt Lena, no." The next day, Mom tried a new angle. "Fine," she said on the phone. "We'll reimburse you the first payment. Happy?" "It's not about one payment," I said. "It's about my name being used without asking." "We asked," she said. "You nodded at the party. I nodded at a toast. You joked. I clicked in my sleep." "Everyone knew," she said. "Don't be petty." I didn't answer. She filled the silence with noise. "You're single, Evan. You don't have responsibilities like other people do. You can afford to be generous. Your brother will pay you back." "He hasn't," I said, "for anything." "Then we'll keep track now," she said. "I'll make a spreadsheet." I almost laughed. No, the messages got harsher. Noah wrote, "You want me to fail? Is that it? Then you'll be sorry when I'm successful and you're not invited." Then, "Mia thinks this is a red flag." I typed okay and sent it because there was nothing else to say. Dad sent a long text about legacy and sacrifice in our family name. I put the phone face down and went for a run. When I came back, Aunt Lena had sent, "Proud of you for keeping it short." There were practical fires, too. The storage unit sent a late notice because Dad had assumed my card would cover it again. I called, gave them Dad's number and said, "Take me off the account." They asked if I was sure. I said yes. I changed the Apple Pay on Mom's phone because she had somehow still been using my card for grocery pickups. She texted, "The app isn't working." I wrote, "Use yours." On Sunday, Grandpa showed up at my door with a paper bag of pastries. "Kid," he said, "what's all this fuss?" I made coffee. We sat. He looked smaller than I remembered at the party. He took off his watch and polished the face with his shirt, like buying time. "I put my foot in my mouth," he said. "At the housewarming, Joe from the club told me you were helping Noah, and I thought—" He shook his head. "Doesn't matter what I thought." "You didn't know," I said. "I didn't," he said. "I'm sorry I said it like it was true." We sat without filling the air for once. He sipped. "Your mother is persuasive," he said finally. "She always was. I know. I don't like the way she used your name," he said. "But I also know she'll twist and twist until you feel bad for breathing." We both smiled because it was mean and accurate. "What do you need from me?" he asked. "Nothing," I said. "Just don't add fuel." "I can do that," he said. He put the watch back on. "You're not the family wallet, kid." He paused. "I should have told you that sooner." After he left, Mom texted, "Your grandfather is upset. Look what you caused." I didn't answer. Priya drafted a short email on my behalf, which I sent to the family thread and BCC'd her on. "I did not authorize anyone to use my accounts for tuition or any other expenses. My card and account are not to be used going forward. Do not add me to any agreements without my written consent. If you need to discuss finances, send an itemized request by email." That was it. 4 sentences. I read them 10 times before I hit send. It felt like putting a fence in the ground. Straight lines, no flourishes. Noah replied, "You ruined everything." Mom replied, "This is cruel." Dad replied with a thumbs down emoji, like we were in grade school. Mia texted me privately, "I'm sorry it's messy. I hope you're okay." I wrote, "Thanks." She didn't push. I appreciated that. Then came the last move. Mom messaged me a photo of a handwritten agreement that said I'd support Noah's education as needed. It had my name at the bottom. The signature wasn't mine. It was close. The E was wrong. I sent it to Priya. She called in 2 minutes. "Do not engage," she said. "We've got enough." That night, I removed myself from the family group chat. I didn't write a speech. I didn't announce it. I pressed leave. The app asked, "Are you sure?" I tapped yes. The phone went quiet in a way that made me want to cry and sleep at the same time. A month later, Noah posted a photo in a tie, captioned, "Grind time." I didn't like it. I didn't roll my eyes either, just a picture of someone on his own path. Mom sent a long text about family unity. I didn't reply. Dad forwarded a podcast. I didn't play it. Grandpa mailed me a postcard with a trout doodle. I kept it on the fridge. I switched banks, changed passwords, froze my credit, canceled the storage unit, handed Dad the bill. One by one, I checked lines off my list. Boring. Freeing. At a diner, Aunt Lena asked, "How's the quiet?" Loud at first, I said. "Better now." "You did the hard part," she said. "You stopped paying for the lie." At Grandpa's birthday, Mom whispered, "We could have handled this in the family." "We tried," I said. "You're dramatic," she said, smiling for show. "I'm done," I said. Not loud, not mean, just final. After cake, Grandpa asked, "You okay, kid?" "I am," I said. "Good, that's the job. Being a person, not a wallet." Driving home, window cracked, I felt peace that wasn't borrowed. Here's the moral: no is a full sentence. Love that needs your login isn't love. If someone signs your name, believe them. I still fix things. Spreadsheets, doors, coffee machines, not adults who prefer my money to me. I'm not a tuition plan. I keep the bank folder in a drawer, not for use, for memory. A reminder I'm allowed to wake up, and if anyone asks what happened, I tell them the truth. I stopped paying for a life I didn't choose.